Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at Mad World Tarot. I'm rather late today. It's been an all singing, dancing kind of a day. I have very little left in the way of voice, but I wanted to read today. We keep hearing about this succession blueprint, Prince William's succession blueprint, and I know it's a bit tasteless, and I know that it's potentially many years ahead, but the fact that we're hearing so much about it does make one wonder what is going on behind the scenes. And so today I'm going to look at some of the things that we have heard. MadWorld Tarot here. It is MadWorld Tarot. Let's try and I'll get some of the in there. So we're going to look first of all at this suggestion that Prince William is going to make a clean break with Harry when it is his time to be king. And we're not looking at the coronation itself at this point, to the rumours that there will be no invite, persona non grata there in Montecito. I'm just looking at this clean break story. It's divorce language. You talk about a clean break when you're getting divorced and you're divvying up the money and, you know, all the stuff. And that's it. So it's very final. And according to a close friend of Prince William's, he doesn't think their rift will ever heal, meaning his rift with Harry, and it's better to move on. And we're getting this consistent messaging. There was a messaging like this a few weeks ago. It's back in the context of Prince William's birthday, and it's serious. There's a serious message going out that he's done. He's basically closed the door on that chapter. He's no longer giving it mental space, and he's just moving on. And so I thought it would be interesting to have a look at Harry's life under Prince William's reign with the Shadowland Tarot in the valley of the Shadowland, shall we say, that the has-been might find himself. I think it's an interesting question. I'm going to do a 12-card reading, one of those ones that I normally do for birthdays and years ahead and things like that. 12 houses, 12 cards based on the 12 houses of the chart, the astrological chart, with the associated meanings, and just see what's in store for Harry in terms of his public profile, his finances, where he lives, his children, his marriage, his relationship with power, the levers of power, his role as head of various organizations, patron of various organizations, those kinds of things, his mental health. We're going to ask those questions. So a 12-card reading coming up. Just want to see, because my sense of it, and I know some people don't like to hear this, my sense of it is that this might be sooner rather than later. I think I've got everything I need energy-wise. Let's remind you, it's tarot, and it's for fun and entertainment, and it's all my opinion and all speculation. And of course, I just read energy, and there is a disclaimer in the box below. It's always quite difficult to get these cards on the tarot table, the 12 cards, so it should be round. It's flattened out. It's not round at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why does that look so weird? Yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10th house, 11th and 12th. Is that right? As I say, it looks particularly strange, but you know, Mad World Tarot, meant to look strange probably. Scooching, we'll do some scooching. And the underlying energy is a signifier for him. Page of Wands. That is somebody who's often adventures traveling. He might go off to foreign climes, spend a lot of time in foreign countries. It's a little adventurer, that Page of Wands energy. So going off to Africa, going off to South America, wherever, it's got that kind of energy. It's not, I don't think, sitting in Montecito kicking his heels. It's junior energy, it's immature energy, it's a bit of a thrill seeker kind of a thing. I'm getting stunts for attention seeking stunts. That's how it's showing up for me. But in that rather immature energy that he does display, he doesn't seem to have realized that he is now 40. He behaves, in my opinion, more like an 11-year-old. And some people do get stuck like that. When you lose a parent as a child, it can happen, or a tween, as was really his experience. It can happen like that. I speak from personal experience. So let's get to the actual reading and his public profile. How will that be when Prince William is king? We got the Five of Swords. Seeing conflict, people will see him as a source of conflict. He will be fighting, suing, causing trouble, in conflict with William, in conflict with the rest of the royals, probably in conflict with the press, probably looking at him and thinking he just is fighting. He's tilting at windmills. He's fighting everything that comes along, fighting himself, fighting his family, fighting maybe his ex-wife or his wife. We'll find out. It's not good energy, that, though. That's how he will be perceived by the public. That's the face that he shows to the public. And we've seen that face a lot. Nothing surprising there. Let's look at his money. How's he going to be doing financially? And oh dear, we've got the Ten of Wands and it's in reverse. He's really going to be struggling financially. He could have a lot of debt. He could really be battling to make ends meet. He just, that's the burden card, the Ten of Wands. Piling up, and that's why I say he could have clocked up quite a lot of debt by the time all of this happens, or this might be his experience. This is an ongoing energy reading. It's not one day. It's how is it going to be, and an ongoing sense for Harry. And that card in reverse means that at some stage he's going to give up. He might even, with that kind of energy, declare bankruptcy. It might get that bad, or his liabilities, say there is a divorce settlement, or there's court cases that haven't gone well, there's legal bills to pay and things like that. It might get so bad, this is my opinion, of course, that he has to declare himself bankrupt. It's quite shocking for someone like Harry, a royal prince, to have to do something like that. I'm just reading energy, of course. This is what's showing up. Let's have a look at his relationship with his sibling, Prince William. How's that going to go? Not great. Four of Pentacles, and it's in reverse. It's very unstable. It's a card of stability first and foremost. The Four of Pentacles, when it's upright, you feel secure, you feel safe, you've got money, and you are quite in control of the situation. This tells me that it's going to be a very unstable situation for Harry. He's not going to be in control of the dynamic. Prince William is the one that's going to be in control, and because it's a money card and it's the miser card traditionally in tarot, it might be that he has to go begging to his brother for bailouts, and they might not be forthcoming. It might be quite difficult to prize coins out of Prince William's grasp. How very interesting. I'm getting quite a serious financial crisis for Harry in this context of Prince William's reign. And we of course have to say, assuming all of this goes according to what we think is going to happen, who knows? The world is so very unpredictable right now that anything could happen, but this is current energy. How about where he lives, his home? What can we find out from the cards about that? More conflict, more trouble. The Seven of Swords. It's the running away card, the ghosting, the disappearing, the coward card. It's also traditionally in tarot the thief card, unethical behavior, running away. He could leave, and he's obviously already left the royal family, which is one of the energies that I get from the Seven of Swords, is the classic Megxit card for me as a reader. She of course disappeared to Canada, left Harry to fight the battle for her. That's Seven of Swords kind of energy for me personally as an energy reader, but there's more of it, that he's already done that to the royal family, so that's consistent energy that's going to be ongoing. that he's going to stay as a kind of not an outcast. He self-imposed exile with that Seven of Swords. It could also be that he disappears from California. Page of Wands has got this wandering the face of the earth energy, off to seek new horizons, new adventures, new thrills, and it's certainly not going to find them in Montecito. So that's not a happy home energy at all. There's no prodigal, return kind of vibe in that. So the energy that we're getting, the messaging we're getting from Prince William about there has been clean break. Yeah, absolutely. It's showing in here. So how about relationship with his children? As Neil Sean is always very careful to describe them, and I think Lady C also does that. Harry's children. How about that? We've got the Hierophant, which is the first kind of positive energy because it's about stability, it's about structure, it's about the royal family, it's the teacher card, the Hierophant. So it could be that the children somehow are cared for by the royal family. This energy comes and goes. I do get that at least one of them, Archie, might end up quite protected by the royal family, not necessarily ever seen by the public or as connected to the royals, but possibly paid for, looked after, provided for somehow with that Hierophant card. So in this context, we're asking Harry's situation. He's showing up as the caregiving parent with that Hierophant for me, because that's the one that provides the structure and the stability and the go to school and the learn and do what you need to do. That's the Hierophant parent. Interesting. So, not bad. But I think we're going to take a while to get there, in my personal opinion. Let's see. His day-to-day life, his work. So what work does he do? Lying on the carpet with his Xbox. His health, even. 6th house. What do we have? And we got the Queen of Cups. Lots of dreaming about Mummy Diana. Lots of milking that situation. We're hearing more about another Netflix documentary that Harry might go around and interview people who Diana interacted with, just ordinary people, and their recollections about her. It's coming up to the 30th anniversary in 2027, so I think he's going to really milk that situation for all it's worth. Queen of Cups, he doesn't really have anything else to do, anything else to think about, any other way of monetizing himself. So Queen of Cups, it is there. It's a bit of a self-pity energy that's coming across for me as an energy reader with the Queen of Cups. So I'm getting a sense that he could just stay in that energy that he's consistently in at the moment of Mummy Diana, missing her, trying to recover but not doing necessarily the right things, my inexpert opinion, to try and heal and to get past that trauma and that loss. The usual story there might be trying to mimic Mummy Diana. We saw him walking through the landmine field, the long since cleared landmine field in Angola, to replicate Mummy Diana. That kind of stunt, I think we could see more and more of it. So how about the marriage? Ooh. Oh yeah. We have the Tower. It is in reverse, so you could say that he's doing his best to shore up the marriage so it doesn't collapse. But I'm inclined to believe that that Tower means it's over at some stage when William is king and Harry is reduced to the has-been, no power, no money, no status, no role, no balcony, no coronation, none of that. He'll be ditched, she'll dump him, she'll sail off, find something better to clutch onto. Tower is a divorce card. So it's over for that marriage. They might. I see the living Nostradamus has, well, one of the many, has been at it again, predicting, a long and troubled relationship between Harry and Meghan, that they will maintain the illusion of marriage, but behind the scenes it will be a disaster, this energy is there in the Tower in reverse, pretending that all is wonderful, but actually they don't see each other for, the vast majority of the year. They show up occasionally to put on the pretense. It's there. I'm more inclined to think divorce is coming. Card in reverse can mean about to happen or on its way to happening. I'm inclined to think that. So anyway, it does not bode well. What about his dealing with change and transformation and loss of power? That's how I'm wording the 8th house. Wherever the king is, of course, he might abdicate for health reasons. So loss of status, loss of power, loss of access, change, and quite catastrophic change, very difficult change. How's he going to deal with it? And we've got the King of Swords. He's not going to deal very well with it at all, because I don't think he's bright enough. King of Swords is a very shrewd operator when it's upright, and swords are mental ability. So if you are sharp, you're adaptable. You can generally tend to plan your future and adapt as required. It's in reverse, so I don't think he's going to deal very well with it. I think he could get quite litigious again with the energy of conflict that we've already got with the 5 of Swords, and to some extent the 7 of Swords. So I think that he might try his luck in court over certain things, to do with money, status in the royal family, suing about the kids. I'm actually going to look at that next as part of this succession blueprint. I'm going to look at Archie and Lily's lack of a role in the royal future. It's there that he could get very angry. He could do some stupid things litigation-wise and really make trouble for himself, make his name even worse than it already is, and that's why we have that 5 of Swords there. Interesting that it's confirmed it, and it's confirmed it in this context of dealing with change and loss of status, I think, personally, in the royal fold. How about his international dealings, traveling, living, whatever, that kind of thing? It's also publishing and stuff like that. It is court cases, the 9th house. I'm more interested in his international status than in litigation and books and all that. I've got the Ace of Swords, and it's in reverse. He could back the wrong horse quite significantly in certain scenarios with that Ace of Swords in reverse. Ace of Swords upright is very powerful. It's speeches, it's ideas. It would mean in this context, if the card were upright, that he would be quite influential, like a statesman, a public speaker. He could be paid quite a lot of money to go around and give speeches and lead conferences and gatherings and things like that. It's in reverse, so it's giving me the idea that he's possibly backed the wrong horse, backed the wrong political movement, agenda, all the wokery and all that's really gone out of fashion very abruptly since the American elections last November. But also, he's not welcome. Nobody wants him around to give speeches, to open events, to host things, any of that stuff that they don't think he's got anything to say. And the things that he might have to say might be written by someone else for him, that he's being used. It's an odd energy that I'm getting. But because he's not the sharpest, he could be viewed as basically a puppet for other people's agendas. And that doesn't bode well for him. That Ace of Swords in reverse, not at all. Cut out of things as well, not welcome. Cut out of international organizations. We don't want you around. We don't like what you represent and who might be, as I say, pulling the strings behind the scenes. It's quite an odd energy that's coming through. I need to remind you, all my opinion, speculation, all that jazz. How about his status as a figurehead, as a patron? 10th house, it's the very, it's where you are senior, it's where you are noted and observed, it's your dealings. If you're a government, with government, with organizations and stuff like that. How's that going to go for him? I've got the Hanged Man in reverse. it looks like he's liberated from situations that he finds quite difficult. He's set free, but I'm not getting that in a good sense, in a positive way. He's bleated on about how awful it was being a royal and they're all trapped, and he's the only one that managed to free himself. Well, there it is. You freed yourself. Now off you go. Nobody wants you. I'm getting quite a similar energy with that Hanged Man in reverse to this Ace of Swords in reverse, that I don't think he's going to be perceived as someone that people want representing them, because they're going to look at him and think, well, you fell for things. The Hanged Man is someone who's quite deluded and then has a bit of a think while they are in suspension, in limbo, and maybe sees things more clearly. They're going to say, we don't trust your guidance. We don't agree with your vision. I'm getting that energy duplicated there. For all this Page of Wands, off rebel rousing, and look at me and aren't I a hero, I'm getting almost like a pith helmet and bearers and, Dr. Livingston. It's that kind of bizarre energy, and sorry if people find that offensive. He was the one, of course, who dressed up as the nasty, and went to that rather offensively themed fancy dress party all those years ago. It's coming through, weirdly. How about friends, groups, those kinds of things. He's alienated everyone. He's been cut loose. Nobody cares about him. I'm getting the Judgment card. It's called Discretion here. And these those little red shoes. Well, they're huge red shoes, actually. He might be welcomed back into certain circles. It's forgiveness in there, rebirth. The Judgment card, Discretion card. If you shut your trap this time around, we might welcome you back. So it looks like those circles that have closed to him might open and welcome him back once this tower has fallen and he's a single man again. So there might be some forgiveness there for him in certain quite elevated social circles. And that might also explain this Page of Wands, that he's off galloping around, playing polo in far-flung places, and seemingly having this playboy kind of a life. I'm getting that quite strongly from that Page of Wands, but really it's only because of the select group of people who are kind of looking after him, and they might be looking after him because I'm almost getting the idea that they're paid to look after him. No, they're not paid to look after him. They're those kinds of privileged people that don't need money, but it might be some sort of instructions from Pa to please look after this bear, this spare. Yeah. So how about his mental health, 12th house? Well, how's that going to go in this rather difficult situation that's showing up here? Got the 10 of Pentacles. He's going to be more stable. And why is he going to be more stable? He's going to be more stable once this tower falls. That's how I'm reading that. 10 of Pentacles is much more assured and confident, and even though he's not going to be back as a working royal, and we're hearing very clearly from the succession blueprint that William is done with him, there's no way back, there's no reconciliation, none of that. It tells me that there are systems going to be put in place for Harry. I'm sure that Pa is working very hard right now to put those systems in place. I saw in my reading that I did yesterday on Harry that when he was in the royal fold, he was much more stable. He was looked after. Of that strength card that sits in my mind. Some of you might remember what I'm talking about. But that 10 of Pentacles is giving me a similar energy, that much more stability long term, because plans have been made, systems put in place for him to look after him through the royal family, through friends. The strong cards in this reading, the only good cards in this reading, the relationship with the children, and again it's because of royal family injection into the situation. And if you saw a sudden darkening, that's because the ring light just ran out of battery. It's not that, you know, a great gloom has fallen over the world. And then this Judgment card and the Ten of Pentacles, the friend groups, looking after his mental health, systems put in place to look after him and make sure that he's okay. He's going to look very jolly. We're going to hear a lot about him and see a lot about him, the player prince. But a lot of conflict, a lot of financial trouble, marriage breaking up, still stuck on Mummy Diana, still trying to sue everyone. Viewed as a very unreliable figure internationally and in those organizations that he likes to front. That, of course, is my opinion, my energy reading, my speculation. Harry under what will be one day King William's reign. That's the reading. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.